Hello, here's Katja Keller, and I always say everywhere, I always underline this very thought that absolute pitch is a skill. It's something that we learn. It's not a talent or a gift from God or genetic mutation. No, it's a skill. As any skills, it can be learned. And all learning, it's about brain building up some new system of neural connections. Well, it's a commonplace now. Everybody talks about the neural connections, the connections of the neurons in our brain. That's how we learn to do things. We start doing certain thing, and the brain starts constructing, connecting neurons so that at some point these connections are stabilized, and it becomes a kind of highway on which you can just jump in and you go on, and that's how we learn to do different things. Among other things, we learn the instrument. That's the brain that builds this network of the connections. And how does the brain work? Let's talk about that. To this subject, I've met an interesting video by Dustin from Smart Every Day, and there he did something very special. He learned to ride a bike when he was a kid, as all of us we do, and then he constructed a special kind of bicycle. The thing was that the handlebar, when you turn it to the right, the wheel would go to the left. Not like the normal handlebar where the wheel would go accordingly. No, you turn the handlebar to the right, the wheel goes to the left. You turn it to the left, the wheel goes to the right. And he decided to try this bicycle. I mean, it's easy to understand for us. We're so intelligent, right? We just go, oh wait, it just goes, you know, an inverse, in a reversed motion. However easy it is to understand for the logic, the body would not understand it. And he was trying and trying and trying. Actually, he made many people try that bicycle. Nobody could make it. Not at the first time anyway. They had to learn a new skill, because riding a bicycle, that's a whole system. It's this highway I talked about. And finally, he learned to ride that bicycle with the reversed handlebar. The funny thing was that when he tried to ride a normal bicycle afterwards, he couldn't do it. As though he lost this ability to ride the bicycle. Well, he tried for a few hours, and like the reversed handlebar bicycle, which took him a few weeks to learn, well, with a normal one, to learn it once again, well, it took him a couple of hours, and then suddenly the brain understood. Suddenly there's something in the brain that clicked and said, okay, there's two different highways, two roads that we can use. For this bike we use this road, and for the other one, the other one. So suddenly he could do both things with ease. And now, of course, you could say, well, what's the connection between the bike riding and applying the instrument? Well, the connection is there, an absolutely direct connection, because our skills as musicians, our playing, our singing, it's all about this system of the neural connections in our brain. We develop it, and it's based on the sensorial data. And the sensorial data for the musician, first of all, it's the ear. For the bike riding, it's probably the eyes, and then the sense of balance, of the equilibrium. So, for us, the musicians, the entry point is our musical ear. It's our ear that becomes physical ear, that becomes musical ear. And absolute pitch is a possibility, an ability, a skill to recognize tones and many other things, right? We've talked about that. That's how it works. We learn our brain learns to understand the musical language, to understand the system in the sounds that we hear. And then our brain builds the network that will govern our playing or our singing. These connections are complex, but still, think about it. You have learned, your brain has learned to do so many fantastic things. We don't even think that they are fantastic, but they are. I mean, you probably dance and walk and swim and do many other things. You speak your native language, maybe it's English, maybe it's another language, whatever. I mean, you speak your language. That's a terribly complex thing to do. I mean, if you've learned a foreign language, especially as an adult, well, you'd know it's not that easy to do all the nuances and then to learn the language. And well, nobody says that they will learn the language in one day, or almost nobody, right? There are some few individuals that claim it could be done. Whatever, it could be done, it takes time, but you did it. Your brain did it. Our brains are supposed to do this kind of work. Our brain, you know, it's the food for the brain. That's how we develop. That's how we stay fit. Whatever your age, do things for your brain and you will stay fit. That's the fact. And absolute pitch development is the development of this new skill, of this new system of neural connections. If you want, it's building the new highway. And perhaps you have already a smaller road by which you go that would be your musical skills, perhaps your relative pitch by which you go, you know, working with the music. Well, think that you can rebuild this road, you can enlarge it, you can make a new road. In my method, by the way, I actually make sure that the old road is never gone. I mean, they are connected intrinsically. They're supposed to be connected. So you work on this, on enlarging, on making this road wider and, well, capable of holding to the high speeds. And whatever age you are, these kind of things you have to do, though. I mean, with the skills. Repetition is the mother of skill. Well, not a dull repetition of, you know, listen to this note and it's C. No, this will not work. No, but there's another way to do it, and as I explained to you, it's another way. It's learning to listen in a different way, going to the roots of our perception of the sound and creating a new way, new skill. Again, I repeat, absolute pitch is a skill. Absolute pitch is something that we learn. The natural absolute pitchers, they learn it early perhaps in their lives, but you do the same thing later on and you learn it too. I mean, nobody denies that we can learn new languages, right? So, absolute pitch is also the same kind of skill. And I would like to encourage you to learn new things. I mean, absolute pitch or other things. And of course, as you love music, well, why not, after this video, take a new score and learn a piece anew, or play a new piece. Maybe learn some few bars of the music by heart, or maybe play by ear a tune that you hear on the radio. Just take a few minutes for this exercise. I mean, it is good for the brain. It is good for the brain. That's how we stay fit. So I encourage you to keep going, and if you want to enlarge your highway and build a new a huge highway. Okay, I'm there to help you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.